Hello and welcome back to the Squash Bagel. So in today's video we're actually going to be talking about hopefully what is revealed in the next day or two, which is the new Tecnifibre Carboflexes. Rumors are it's called the XTop version 2 or V2, based on what has been, I guess, put on Reddit, as well as some of the other evidence which I'm going to share with you now. And as much as obviously there's been a lot of speculation and talk about it, some videos and pictures have been leaked regarding what's coming up from the new Tecnifibre range. And as much as there isn't anything official with respect to the full name, what technology has gone into the racket itself, and please pay attention now before you ask me, well, what's the new thing about it? I do not know as much. I know as much as you do, and as much as I'm going to say in this video right now. But the rumors are that the new XTop V2 is going to be released or announced officially probably when the Paris Open starts, which is going to be in the next 2 days. With Tecnifibre being a French brand, it'll probably be a great opportunity and time for them to obviously release this new racket, obviously at a French held tournament, which is going to be quite a big PSA tournament, which, as I said, starts in the next few days. So with respect to what has surfaced, there have been a couple of pictures, a few videos, as I did mention, of people playing with it. In the past few tournaments, we've seen both the Al-Shabagi brothers play with the new XTop. We've seen Noor Al-Shabini also play with her NS version. So it's pretty clear that there is a new model that is going to be launched, but I think everyone's sort of been waiting to find out when is the official launch date and when can everyone get their hands on it. I think in the previous video that I did, it was based off of Reddit, and once again, most things in terms of investigation and I guess news and basically rumors, most of it has come from Reddit, and I'll be going through some of those sources or some of the images that I have obviously seen and some of the information. But funny enough, although there isn't an official release of the products from Tecnifibre, one of the more noticeable things is that I guess what you call the banner when you get to the website actually displays the new product range. And so we will basically be running through what's rumored to come up before the official launch from Tecnifibre. There might be a video, maybe that's what they did with the Slash. I think I discussed that the last time, just before the Slash came out. There was a video obviously of Mostafa Asal playing with it, but also an official video from Tecnifibre introducing the new Slash. So maybe they will do something with the new XTops. But officially on their website, which we're going to look at now, what you do see here is a banner, if you want to call it, when you get to their website. So nothing officially when it comes to the rackets itself. You still got the old XTops, obviously at really good discounts with respect to at least the 130, the 135, and the Junior. I think PH Sport also ran a special, obviously, on the rackets, trying to get rid of the old stock. And what we do have here is a image of the newer stuff. And obviously the first thing you'll say, well, Nana, it looks like, well, there's only one racket or two different type of rackets, being this one here, which has the turquoise accent to it, and the rest of them pretty much look the same. And what you'll see in the pictures that we're going to go through in a bit is that all of them, technically speaking, do look the same. And it might be a thing when it comes to, I guess, as we've spoken about with the Tecnifibre, a cost of production, or lowering the cost of production by, at least only having two specific colorways. It looks like all of them will look pretty much the same, except for the little details of Carboflex 120, Carboflex 125, 130, and 135. And then obviously the NS version has this little bit of the turquoise accent, but everything else looks like they've got the official French colors, not official, but the French colors of the blue, red, and white, and obviously black. What I see as a small detail is I think maybe there will be a difference at the bottom of each racket. So this one seems to be black, this one seems to be white. Obviously we'll go through a couple of other images, although this is actually the first time I've actually noticed the fact that there's a black portion underneath this racket and there's a white one obviously there. So just going through obviously the images that I have found, and yeah, I guess without further ado, the first thing that we will look at obviously is the fact that, I have mentioned obviously on the official website there is nothing. If we look at squash rackets, Carboflex rackets, they are showing the old XTops, and then, as I said, this banner is actually just a sort of hint, hopefully getting people ready for what's to come in the next few days, possibly the next few days. One of the links on Reddit actually pointed out to squashgear.com. It looks like they're taking pre-orders, and what they've called is the Tecnifibre XTop V2. So the newest version of the Tecnifibre XTop racket line. Pre-order open, ships on the 15th. So that's one of the assumptions where people have been talking about the official launch date being the 15th, when the obviously Paris Open starts. And what they do have, as we have seen here, is a 120 and 125 NS with the turquoise accent, obviously the 125, which is the normal one, and everything else looks exactly the same with respect to the 125. So with the 120, we talk about frame rate of 120. I'm not too sure what it is all in. I don't work for Tecnifibre. I don't have that information. I know as much as you do. So we've got a 120, we've got a 125, 125 NS. So the NS is the Noshibini version, which has got a slightly narrow handle. Some people love that, which makes it a little bit head heavy because obviously of the weight distribution, more in the head, a little bit less in the what do you call it, the handle. And what it does is it allows it to be a little bit more head heavy, and you get a little bit better control. So I have actually played with the Airshaft NS. I pretty much enjoyed that one compared to the Airshaft 125. With respect to the rackets that I have pre-ordered here in South Africa, although there's a shipping delay already, from what I do understand, I am going to go with the stock standard 125. A bit of a gamble on the NS because I think the previous XTop NS was way too head heavy from what I've heard. So not too many people really enjoyed that racket as much. So it's a bit of a gamble. And as I said, I am getting one of these and we'll try that out. And that's from my personal capacity. I will not be getting the entire range. I'm not going to be able to get the 120, the 125 NS. And, you know, I'm not PDH Sport. I don't have that kind of, I don't have a shop. So I won't be able to get all my hands on all of them. But if other people in PE, you know, do all of the rackets and are willing to let me use it for a day or two or even for a few hours, then great. But if not, there's no promise that I'll be able to review the whole range. I won't be able to tell you what the difference is between all of them because I will not have them all at the same time. But we'll be able to at least do a review on what the 125 is like. With respect to what we see on the images, the quality of these images from the squashgear.com are not perfect. They look pretty bland. There are some pictures which we're going to share pretty soon with a little bit more detail, but as you can see a little bit more, this is the 120, so we've got a bit of blue, black, red, obviously in white. Carboflex 120, you can see a little bit of a groove in the shaft, which is quite cool. And it seems like on this website they're shipping out with a free hat and a free wrist, what do you call this thing, thingy. I really can't think of the name, it's quite late now. So yeah, as I did mention, the XTop V2 125 NS with a narrower shaft. It's got a little bit of turquoise, a little bit of pink. If we look at the pictures here, as I said, a little bit of turquoise, a little bit of pink, and that's about it. There are only 2 images. Not too sure where they got these images from, so they're trying to sell it in obviously for pre-orders, which makes sense, but not exactly the greatest pictures. Pretty much the same as well. The 125 look pretty much similar to the 120, a little bit more detail. This picture's a little bit better. It says XTop at the top. As you can see, one of the things I could complain about was the yellow bits that you had on the top previously, but you can see it's all white, similar to the Slash. In fact, it even looks better than the Slash because the Slash had a little bit of like a pearl to it, but this looks a little bit all white. It almost looks as if there's no bump at all, in the sense they don't even have there is a XTop layer, I guess, but yeah, quite cool. And then what they have is a speed shaft. So I'm sure in the documentation, when they do officially release, they're going to tell us what technology has been brought into the Carboflex with respect to speed shaft. But I think the speed shaft was there from the Airshaft, unless it was called the Airshaft, now it's called the speed shaft. Once again, a free cap, so that was a 125. Hoping for pictures and images to see there's a variety. NS as well, the 130 as well. You can see pretty much a stock standard image, not very clear. Pictures do get better as we go, and then obviously the 135. So I don't know anything about weight distributions, overall weight or anything like that, but just from these images, at least we know what it looks like. The next one is on amazon.co.uk. There are better pictures. So the only image that they do have here, or item that they do have here, is the 125. So as you can see here, XTop written at the top. It's a pretty nice image, at least a lot better in terms of quality. as you can see, the little bit of the shape, I won't say it looks more like a Dunlop. You know, it's Carboflex is a Carboflex, and it'll be quite interesting to put on top of other Carboflex. But I feel like they have gone a little bit more oval around this area here, and it is starting to look a little bit more similar to the Dunlop. But you know, that's just for me seeing this here now. As we've seen the previous image, there's obviously XTop at the top there, quite nice in terms of the detail. Once again, a little bit clearer in terms of images. We can see the coloring that they do have there, and once again, same thing, Carboflex speed shaft written on the inside. The next website is Squash Galaxy. I believe they might be an American brand. They're also shipping them out with the same sort of deal with a hat as well as a geez, I really can't get this word right. It's, you know, this is a me moment. I can't understand why I can't get. Never mind, I've been saved, unless obviously you go back to the past. But it's a wristband. That's the word I was looking for. Once again, same images that we've seen, nothing different. Same thing with the speed shaft there. And then from Reddit, there is a person which said that they were launched in Australia, so they are available in certain areas. What you can see here, I guess, not great. But what you can see is obviously not the photo images, but the rackets themselves, how white they are. The fact there's obviously some signatures there, so it's probably Mohammed Al-Shabagi's there on the side. So as you can see, pretty white. It looks very much like their tennis range of rackets. So yeah, pretty cool, I think, in terms of the image that was provided there. The next one that we do have is just a front shot from the same place. So this is available in Australia. As I said, it's quite an image. So some places do have it, I believe. Someone had mentioned previously in one of the videos that Egypt also seems to be able to, how they've already launched in Egypt. A couple of weeks ago, as you can see, 16 days, so about 2 weeks ago, the first image did come from a clear image, I guess, that I've seen was someone highlighting that they're available in Korea. So Korea seems to be able to, or people in Korea have been able to get their hands on this, or maybe it's pre-order. I'm not too sure, I haven't been able to read that. Obviously, I do not understand the language. But it seems that people are able to pre-order or order already in Korea. I think, as I said, somewhere in Reddit, I did read that in Egypt, they have been given the opportunity to actually buy them already. Maybe probably similar to Australia, since they obviously had a tournament there recently. So there's that. Pretty much the same image obviously there, and then another person on Reddit actually took a photo of the racket that they got. So this is pretty much a similar picture, and based on the colorway and the fact that we don't actually have any sort of details here, it's probably the 125. We've got the poster boy Mohammed Al-Shabagi and obviously Noor Al-Shabini on the front with their new XTops, as you can see in the image there. A little bit cool in terms of what they have in terms of detail. They really look nice in terms of frames. There's a little bit more information, I guess, on the side there if I zoom in. Okay, we've got a balance point of 350 millimeters, which I think is even your frame weight. So this is a 125, head size 500 square meters, centimeters. They haven't changed much. String pattern 14 by 18. Recommended tension obviously 20 to 30. Made in China, and obviously strung with the Dynamics VP. So okay, it will be strung with Dynamics VP, probably the 1.2 millimeters, not the 1.15s. So we'll try that out probably and then cut them out. I'm not too sure how many people enjoy playing with that. You've seen obviously Mohammed Al-Shabagi actually go back to the Tecnifibre 305s, so I'm guessing he enjoys that a lot more. This is the last image with a little bit more detail and information. So this is actually, it looks like they are selling them on eBay. It's probably preview or pre-order. And if I just expand on the images, this gave me the sort of better picture of not the full range, but at least what's to come. So we do have, as we have obviously shown in some clearer images, the front view, the fact that you can see that accent that we spoke about of the XTop and the colors on the inside there. You've got a little bit of a nice detail of the XTop or Tecnifibre logo and brand. So this is the 125, as I said, speed shaft. I'm not too sure what that detail or information means, but it seems like that's sort of from Korea again. As I said again, the top is completely white. It actually almost looks like there is no XTop technology. I think that was a differentiator in the first version, that you could actually see that there was a yellow part to sort of give people maybe the comfort that, hey, there is actually some sort of protection on the bumper, but it's pretty much blended into the racket. So either they've obviously painted over it, or they obviously got a little bit of a better finish on the layer that they do have. And there at the bottom, that's just a little bit of a nicer detail to show that it's obviously white. And I think we've seen in the previous picture from here that one of the versions will be black, and yeah, so this one will be white underneath there. So maybe that's a little bit of a differentiator with respect to what the different versions will look like. They obviously need to point out that one's a 120, 125 by that little detail obviously on the frame itself, saying that this is a frame weight. I think on the inside it says Carboflex, as you see obviously here. It does say Carboflex, so you probably find a hint with regards to the weight, or maybe they've removed that for efficiency. And you can differentiate by the bottom side of the racket. There will be some sort of differentiating factor, I believe. And yeah, that's about it. I'm hoping to find out more when the official launch does happen, which hopefully will be in the next 2 days. At the moment it's the 13th of September. All rumors would suggest that it will be available on the 15th, which makes sense with respect to the tournament that starts on the 15th, as well as the fact that some people are already saying that they can make a pre-order and then shipping will start on the 15th of September. But yeah, just another rumor mill, bit of a discussion about what's going on. Hopefully a little bit more excitement is going to be built up around these rackets. They look pretty cool to me, compared to the previous XTops, which, as I said, was not a fan of the yellow side on the top, the layer that they did have. So maybe there's a little bit better technology that's built into the XTop layer. Maybe it's a little bit more durable. Maybe there's some things that have been worked on the racket which make it a lot more playable. I know some people did enjoy it, some people really hated it, but the rumors are that it is going to be a little bit more similar to the Heritage. I think that's actually why I actually wanted to show this one. So the person which actually launched the video, I guess, was able to translate what they have with the description there. And what it says, they say the Carboflex XTop racket was launched in collaboration with thesquashbagel, and the aramid fiber at the top of the frame is very strong with the V2 120 and a bumper-free squash racket to help create more racket heads, head acceleration, racket head speed, and better control the shot. The smooth Teflon top, so it's also still got a Teflon layer, which is the XTop layer, helps with the racket slide along the wall easily and better hit the ball that sticks to the side wall. By replacing the bumper with an active fiber, this V2 120 has better play characteristics than the very successful previous model Carboflex Airshaft 120. So apparently it plays better than the Airshaft 120, which I won't say surprising, but yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope these rackets will be launched soon. We can obviously talk a little bit more about it when I do have a 125 in my hand. And without further ado, take care and enjoy the weekend. Cheers.